Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Butcher the Beard. I'm David Butcher. That's John Shanley. How's everyone doing?
Morning, morning, David. Sorry about that
Yes.
loss last night.
Yeah, that was a that was a heartbreaker, And then you heard our guy. You guys are evil.
It wasn't a bad hit. I mean, there was nothing like
Yeah, no
it
violence
wasn't a
towards it.
bad
I
hit.
know.
It wasn't like a bad or it wasn't a dirty play. It's just the dude went for a check and like to twisted his ankle, but it definitely changed the outlook of the second period. And then you guys came back in the third, but it was just a little too late. Your ex goalie is our fucking Quick is our man right now. He's taken over for Shesterkin at the moment. As the number one
Yeah,
goalie. So,
yeah,
and
he's
he
playing
he
good.
deserves everything. I know I didn't see the first two periods, but I heard that if it wasn't for Vasilevsky, that game could have gotten out of hand early because he made some incredible saves. They were talking about it, which is not surprising because that's what he does. So, but now you guys get to beat up on the Islanders tonight. So, quick turnaround. It's all good. But today's big story is it's the trading deadline at 3 o'clock. I'm guessing it's 3 o'clock Eastern time. I don't know if it's supposed to be 3 o'clock West Coast.
No,
It says
3 o'clock Eastern usually.
it says
Not
Eastern,
usually. It says Eastern. Yeah, 3 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, it's
but
three
then
or
what
four
happens?
usually in the NFL. It's four. So
Yeah. So then usually what happens is too like trades might go down and you might not even hear about it until after. But because it depends. There was some movement last night. Minnesota. Uh, yeah, Minnesota traded with the Pistons. I think Utah traded with the Pistons last night, but nothing big, earth shattering. A lot of just rumors as I'm reading the things.
yeah,
Uh, the Sixers are looking for a trade because obviously they lost. They lost Embiid for at least 4 months. He might be done for the year.
yeah,
And then like even if he comes back, at what how good is this team going to be able to hold a playoff position until he comes back? You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of depth on these teams that have big time superstars, and that's unfortunately the problem. Like they don't necessarily have guys that can come off the bench and keep you in a playoff race. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like so we got to see where the Sixers fall, because if they end up in a play-in, it might not even be worth it for him to come back. But we'll see. The Warriors are discussing, Kelly Olynyk from Utah, Andrew Wiggins, and Clay Thompson. That they're not what they have been in the past. So who knows what's going to happen? I wonder if there's going to be anything big. Most of the big names though, like there's no disgruntled star looking for a trade. Most of the teams that have the stars are on the top right now. So
yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
You're
I don't
looking for
really.
those role players. That's what you're looking for. Someone to come off the
Right,
bench to help you. But you don't want to lose a big value player either. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to win.
right.
So it's a hard thing right now. It's a lot of good superstars out there. So you're not looking for anybody that's gonna. So we'll see how crazy the deadline becomes. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to give up too much. Picks or whatever. I don't want to give up people. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you still want to stay competitive, and you want to look to upgrade the roster, but you want to also maintain your competitive balance and your chemistry. So like you don't want to trade a guy that's like playing great,
Yeah.
and helping you win, and then all of a sudden, unless you feel like you have a roster, and it's like it's easy to give away picks, but what are you going to give them up for? And people now want like, oh, okay, my guy's halfway decent player. I want 4 picks for him. It's like, what? Come on.
Yeah.
So and then salaries have to match and whatnot. The Knicks are in a good spot because they have Fournier's contract. He's making a ton of money, but he's just not playing.
Yeah.
For us, he lost his spot in the rotation. And I saw people like complaining about that, and it's like, bro, if you've watched sports for a long time or any sport, people get bad contracts all the time and don't live up to them. Right,
No.
David?
Yeah.
You know, Sometimes it's just right place, right time. You had a good year, and all of a sudden you make this contract. And like Fournier is still a good player. He could shoot the ball. He's just not a good defensive player. And for the system that the Knicks want to run, they want solid defenders on the wing. So he doesn't really fit their system. Is he getting overpaid? I mean, by today's standards, probably not. And he can contribute to somebody, but it's a pretty big contract. So in sports, it doesn't matter how much you're making. If you're not part of the solution for winning, you're going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
There's plenty of guys that have made tons of money on the bench, and if this was the NFL, he just would have been cut.
Yeah. He would
But
have.
the NBA doesn't work that way. Like they just would have cut him. You get these absorbent salaries, but then the NFL is ruthless because it's like, yeah, no, if you're not here, you're just going to get cut.
Yeah.
The only guaranteed money you have is that signing bonus. So you know NBA and Major League Baseball, all these contracts are guaranteed. So like if you want to trade a guy, you might, sometimes what they do to alleviate some of that contract is we agree to trade him and we'll still pay part of his salary.
Yeah.
That happens in baseball a lot. It actually happens in basketball a little bit. But, that is what it is. That's part of the deals. A big market team can afford to give a guy X amount of money, but then if he's not helping and they want to get rid of him, they might have to say, hey, listen, we're going to trade you to a small market team and we're going to pay you, we'll still pay part of the salary because of whatever. But
well, that's
I
the
don't
thing,
know.
man. It's trying to get somebody off your roster that's too expensive, and then that nobody wants that contract because you're like, why did you even sign that contract?
Right. Like I said, and people make that mistake all the time because, either that's the market value at the time or the guy had a good year or whatever. But the bottom line is it does not matter in professional sports if you make a lot of money or not, because if you're not helping to win, you're not going to play.
No.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, definitely. I don't need your money to be
Right. You can sit
like,
there and collect your 18 million.
yeah,
And if there's a guy making 2 million, but you know what, he's balling out, and
yeah,
maybe he's playing for a contract, and maybe he will. But right now, he's balling out, and he's helping us get wins.
yeah, for sure.
That's the bottom line. So,
And I hope as fans
that's
you
why.
understand that. You know what I mean? The money is not like that guy. It's like how much does he need to see the court to be like in your mind that like because we're all like that, right? We're all these people that like we want our value. So like, hey, we're paying this guy 18 million. Well, I want to see him on the court. You know what I mean? Because he's getting 18 million dollars. But at the same time, how much coldness does he have to be sitting there missing all the shots, playing bad defense for you to be like, you know what? I don't care about the 18 million as a fan because like I get it. Like that's like me with Dolphins. Like if Tyreek Hill getting paid all that money was just sitting on the bench, I'd be like, what the no, like go out there. But like if he's not contributing
Right.
to you know what I mean? Like
That's the thing. Like, if he's not performing, they're
yeah.
going to bench him because the coach, the GM is the one responsible for paying these people all this money, and the coach is
Yeah.
responsible for playing them and getting wins. And the GM
Yeah.
can be like, well, this guy's getting paid this amount of money, and he's like, well, he drops every fucking time the pass ball, and he can't work
Yeah.
a fucking route, and he's busy with his bitches in the locker room instead of fucking in the film room. So you know what? No, he's this
Yeah.
dude's performing better. So it is a fine line because when it comes to agents and this and that, and everybody wants their guy and this and that, and they want to all make money on their guy, but the coach has to make that decision. And in the basketball, it's a lot easier just because you don't have a huge roster. 53-man roster in football. You get basically like 22 guys on the NBA. And
Yeah.
you really only play 8 to 10.
It's true.
On a
Yeah.
given night. Obviously in blowouts, some of the lower bench guys are there to kind of pick up the pieces and or like in injuries. Guys go down, so then you have somebody else come up. Like the Knicks have done very, very well, but they have a tough stretch the next 4 games. And
Yeah.
now OG Anunoby is still out. They upgraded his injury from I guess he's got bone spurs in his elbow or some shit like that. So
Huh.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like thank God we signed Dante DiVincenzo. The dude's a baller.
Yeah.
He's stepped up scoring. And then Brunson got hurt the other night. He should be back and he should be playing tonight.
Okay.
But we got a tough schedule right now. We got 4 games before the All-Star break, all against playoff teams, and we're shorthanded, so we want to kind of limp into the All-Star game. You don't want to lose all four, but you want to hopefully go at least 2-2.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
all the being, but Cleveland's still on fire. I mean, they've played crap teams the last week too, so they've taken advantage of that, obviously. But that's Heater coming around. He'd actually have played some decent teams and they've
Yeah,
won. Like
yeah,
the Heat are definitely turning around. They're starting to make their move, and now the All-Star game's coming. So
yeah.
um,
No,
I
perfect
expect
time.
I expect the Heat to be in the top six by the time it's all
Yeah,
said and done. Like
I hope so. Yeah, I don't want to
they're
go
right
playing
there.
again.
Yeah, no, I don't see that happening. Like I
Yeah,
said, if you look at the up to the minute standings, uh, the Heat are in seventh, but they're literally one game behind Indiana. They're better than Indiana. Hopefully the Knicks. I think they play Indiana tonight. Hopefully the Knicks can take care of that. Oh no, they play the Dallas Mavericks tonight. That's going to be a tough game.
yeah,
Luka and Kyrie and
yeah.
all those
Kyrie just
stars.
came out with that. He's like, "Hey, shut up and just let me play my career." You know what I mean? He just came out with that
Yeah,
speech, which
whatever.
it's about time though. Like they let that go. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, he's been quirky off the court.
yeah,
Every generation has ball players like that. But what's different about Kyrie is he's just so fucking good on the court. Like,
yeah,
it's just like you had guys like that, like kind of like Dennis Rodman doing some weird shit, and then you
yeah,
had that Meta World Peace, Rod Artest doing some kind of
yeah.
weird
Changed
shit
his whole
off the
name.
court.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
Like
definitely,
it like
definitely.
just some different like oddball stuff and like Kyrie's out there with some of the things and then he gets criticized for this and that and then like he aligns himself with stupid shit sometimes to get criticism but on the court dude's like incredible, he does stuff with the ball and with
Oh,
handles that like you've never
the
seen
handles
before.
of Kyrie Irving
Yeah,
are he must be one of the best handler, if not the best handler in the game. Like
of all time.
yeah,
There's
he is.
there's a lot of NBA radio people that I listen to that who played in the NBA and coached in the NBA, and they all agree. They're like, listen, man, this I've seen before my time, my generation, and after. He's like he's the best I've ever seen. It's crazy
Yeah, he
what
is
he can
crazy with
do
the ball.
with
I ain't never
basketball.
seen. Yeah, I ain't never seen that. Like it's just like
So
Steph Curry with the shots. You know what I mean? But like, it's just him with the ball skills, man. It's just
yeah.
ridiculous. Like I don't even know. I feel like that's a little bit of God's gift with the with a lot of practice. You know what I mean? But at the
Well,
same
yeah,
time,
absolutely,
but
absolutely. Like people will probably don't see his work ethic, but he
yeah,
probably works on it all the time. You have to. Like, there's no way
yeah,
that you're that good if you don't work on it. So,
yeah. No
you
way.
know,
Yeah,
that's why he always gets a chance. And then it's like weird. Like, you almost have to make sure that he's not the number one guy because he can never be the number one guy mentally. Like,
well,
he's
that's
got
it.
the
Yeah,
talent to do it, but he can't. Whenever he tries to, like, he ends up getting bent. Like he was with the Celtics, and they had to bench him for Brown because they were losing, and then Brown comes in, and they made it to the conference finals. So like they traded him, and then like he played great when it was with Durant and Harden. The three of them could never stay healthy together. So then now he's in Dallas, and sometimes it doesn't work when they're on the court together, Luka and him, but sometimes it's starting to work better than it was because you only need to have one ball and it's like pick your poison. One of them's going to score on you,
yeah.
so one of them gets it going.
And
Right.
Luca's never injured, like knock on wood or whatever, but he's always out there. So you're gonna.
Well, I mean, he does miss games, but
He
not.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, but not like not like Kyrie has in his history. But they're
Yeah.
both playing right now, so they're both heading into the All Star weekend. Kyrie is not in the All Star game, but Luka is.
Come on.
So we'll see. We do have All Star Weekend for basketball, which is it's just it's not even real competitive. They just it's just entertaining. It's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters for 3 periods, and then they kind of
Yeah.
turn it on in the last like 2 minutes or whatnot, try to actually win the game. But for the most part, it's them doing like a bunch of fucking. They'll go a whole 5 minute stretch where like everyone on the court takes a logo three,
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
do dunks and alley oops and crazy shit like that. So
Yeah.
like, it is entertaining, but it's not. If you're not looking, you're not gonna see like hard defense or hard
No,
foul. Fucking,
I would not expect that. It wouldn't be fun then. More fun than trying to shoot like 81 yard or 81 feet freaking threes. You know what I mean? That's more fun to watch, especially in the All
exactly.
Star game. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I bet I can do it. You know what I mean? That's how it is. It's fun, just fun like to watch that.
I'll
So
probably I'll probably watch it. We'll see how that goes. I
yeah,
have I'm not. We have the fair in town, so I'm trying not to pick up for the weekend at work because traffic's just going to
yeah.
be
When's it
horrible
start? The fourth, or did it already?
today.
Oh, it starts
No, no,
today.
no, tomorrow, tomorrow,
Oh,
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, Friday. So
Yeah, I might go to the fair. I don't know. Might bring my kid.
there you go.
Yeah.
Fairs are fun.
Yeah,
Fair
they're
food is
fun. Yeah, fair food is the best. Remember that one little place that they had? Like, I don't know if they still have it, but it was like fair food all year. It's like in Tampa somewhere.
We had a place like that down the road from me, but it wasn't all. They said it. They advertised it like it was all year, but it wasn't. Like after a couple months, they probably lost their permit. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can get fair food here.
I don't want fair food, but one time a year, like I said. So,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
dude.
And it's like you either go to this or they have the strawberry festival. So
Yeah.
one or the other. But
Yeah, I like the Strawberry Festival a little bit better. Like, for me. Like, because the state fair is humongous. Like,
it is. It
talk
is.
about walking your ass off for the same. And it's like you think you're like, let me walk over here, and then you walk there, and it's exactly the same thing. You could just go right from the beginning and get your food. If you're not there for a ride, just go to the beginning. Fucking leave, like, 'cause it's just the same shit through the whole thing, and it's so far. That's why the Strawberry Festival is a little bit better. It's a little bit more
Well,
maintained, you know. So
anyway.
we'll see.
Well, All Star game coming up. Big trade deadline today. Any trades you want to see, Dave?
Not in my mind. Like, I think Terry Rozier's starting to play, so I'm kind of happy. I think we're getting a rotation, like we said earlier, is that we're going to the All Star. We're playing some decent teams, and we're winning. Like, we beat the Magic like handily, nice. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like we just got out of there. And then last night we took on Wimbiana, and he only had like 18 points. So as tall as he is, so like we shut them down. It's hard, man. You got to know your rotation, play the game, and I think we're gelling right now. I don't know if we should bring somebody else in right now, but you always want somebody there. Just like we talk about, injuries happen. So if someone gets hurt and you don't
Yeah.
have and you can't trade anymore, that's the worst feeling, because now you're gonna have to pick somebody up from the streets, or you're gonna have to do the next man up mentality, and sometimes that's not always the best, But there's some ballers out there, so.
Oh yeah. I for the Knicks, I wouldn't mind somebody to come off the bench, like a Brogdon or a
Yeah,
Marcus Smart or something like that. But the thing is like I'm not messing. I'm not. If they're all healthy, I'm not messing with that starting lineup. Like that's the thing. Like
yeah,
we're injuries right now, but like when they showed, even though it was a small sample size, and in like that week and a half that they were all healthy together before Randall got hurt, they were balling.
yeah,
Like their starting lineup is everything. And like people are like, oh, they should try for Devontae Murray. Dude, I ain't starting Murray over Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's a fucking baller.
yeah,
He fucking works hard. I know maybe Murray isn't as motivated because he's not happy in a situation, but that doesn't matter. Like, doesn't
yeah,
like you're playing. You're gonna bring him in and start him over a guy that has played with your point guard since fucking college. Like, no, their
yeah,
chemistry is undeniable, unbelievable, and he's shooting at a high 3-point percentage. He fits in the system that they work, because he can stop and pop, or he can kind of create his own shot.
yeah,
Um, I'm not sure. Like, I'm sure he could be fine off the bench, but he's like, there's nobody else you can put in his place to strengthen
yeah,
improve the starting lineup when healthy.
yeah. And
Um,
then you pull
so
Murray in there, and then he's gonna be unhappy that you got him starting over him again. So it's just the same
right.
situation.
So it's
So
like, yeah, no, I wouldn't mess with the starting lineup.
yeah,
Um, and it's one of those things like, do you get somebody because we're hurt? Okay, that's fine. But then when
Yeah,
everyone comes back from injury, now you have decisions to make. So you traded for this guy, and
yeah.
that person might not play if he's, in part of the rotation if he's healthy. Like you want that depth, but you also, need guys, who want to sacrifice for the
Well,
team.
that's
So
it. Yeah, you to win a championship, everyone has to be on board, and you have to be okay with being the sixth man or the eighth man or with the 10th
absolutely,
man. And you have to be okay with getting less minutes. But hey, and that's hard in basketball. That's hard in any sport because a competitor wants to be out there
yeah, your ego.
contributing. Like I don't want to sit on the bench. There's some people that will get a ring and just sit on the bench and be happy. They'll go to the best team and be like, I might not play, but I'm gonna get that Super Bowl ring, or I'm gonna get that NBA championship ring. I'm gonna get that World Series ring. But you're like, no, not me. I want to be out there contributing. I want to be the reason why we got that ring. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sit here and be like, yeah, because it's not about the money. To me, it's always been about that, that hardware. So sitting there getting that hardware is the whole thing shebang. You know what I mean? Like when I put my hand like that, and you see that humongous whatever ring it is on your hand, you're like, yo, that's what we did it for. You know what I mean? That's when the blood, sweat, and tears paid off. You know what I mean? That contract's
Yeah,
always nice. Don't get me wrong, it puts you for the future, but you didn't go up your whole thing being like, I'm gonna be an NBA star because I'm gonna get rich. No, you said I want to
right.
hold that trophy. You know what I mean? I want to wear that ring. You could say, yeah, it was the money. I wanted to get my mom out of the hood, or I wanted to get my mom and dad in a position to be better in life. Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, you were sweating, bleeding, getting hurt
Right. You want
because
to win.
you wanted to
Most
win. You know,
yeah,
that's how it
most
always
athletes
is. Yeah, pro athletes are not sitting there.
you want to be the best, and that's
Yeah,
that's all part
and
of it.
that's why we hate the refs so much in NFL because they're fucking scripted it, man. You
Yep.
saw Pat McAfee yesterday. He said double overtime, Kansas City Chiefs win, and then it was like a 500,000 to 1 odds or something like that, some stupid numbers, and it's like he's like, and they put money on it because they're like we now because everyone thinks the script is real, which we all believe the script to a degree is real. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just plays itself that way. You know what I mean? Like, get it, Patrick Mahomes, yes, greatest quarterback since Brady. I get it, but like it just seems too. It doesn't seem real. Like
Wow.
we're getting to the end of football, so we have to talk about football no matter what in every show until it's over. So, but yeah, like
Yeah, I don't know. I try to, I see the Vegas, Disney ending, and I see the
yeah,
Chiefs defense playing good, and so like I still think the Chiefs are going to win. But a
yeah.
lot of people at work, a lot of people that I know that are in the betting industry are like, nah, Niners, Niners, Niners. So I'm like, all right, we'll see.
We all want the Niners as much as we hate their fan base to win because we're tired of Patrick Mahomes winning.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You want to see him
well,
win
I
still?
also, I'm older than you, Dave, so I remember those obnoxious fucking Niner fans with
They're
the
now
fucking,
they're annoying, man. They're oh man.
and
I
yeah,
talk to Justin. I still talk to Justin every day,
oh
and
yeah.
he's him, man. How's Sean over there? Sean over there rubbing it in our
Yeah,
faces.
Sean's loving it. He's
Yeah,
he's pretty humble about it.
he
But
is a humble fan though.
so Fletcher.
Yeah, Fletcher. Yeah.
Fletcher's kid works, and he's obnoxious. He's just
Oh,
obnoxious.
oh,
But he's
Fletcher's son, the one that worked in
yeah,
kiosk with me.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's horrible. So he's already put like apparently $2,000. The kid makes like $100 a week, and put $2,000 down on the fucking Niners to win the Super Bowl. So you better hope you win that, boy. You
Yeah,
know.
because you don't like to bet. No one likes to bet against Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? It's a
No.
hard bet, and no one wants to bet against the refs. And when Kelsey, this is the odds I saw someone talking. Travis Kelsey, 800 receiving yards, 200 rushing yards. Then he's gonna catch the last ball in the end zone, show the heart to Taylor Swift, meet her in the middle of the field, and propose. Those
Well, I
are,
figured it would be. This is my thing. Like that's a little too much. I think he would
yeah.
win the MVP, and then during the celebration, he would,
He would propose.
when they're interviewing the MVP,
Yeah,
he's like, "Listen, this has been one ride, but I'm getting a ring, and baby, you're getting a ring." You
yeah.
know,
And he had it
like
the
that.
whole time, like on his necklace or something.
Right, right. He's like,
Yeah,
I don't know, it was meant to be. You know.
yeah. And then the NFL's like this. All right, check, check. Good job, refs. Good job.
This is the NFL. He's like, give me that Swifty money. Give me
Yeah,
that
man.
Swifty money.
Like, it's so hard to believe it, man, because the storylines, everybody wants a good story, but man, this one is just too much. Like, and we can't blame Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift doesn't go before the game and say, "Hey, make sure to show me 75 times this game, okay?"
No,
She
but the
doesn't do
NFL's not stupid. They know that like every time we show her, we get fucking like 10 times more viewers. So
Oh yeah, they're like, "Oh my, Taylor Swift is on TV. Get her on TV. Look, she's right there."
yeah,
She doesn't even wave at the camera. She doesn't even know she's on TV. Like,
there's no way that Taylor Swift loses this game.
yes, that we're gonna see some flags out there that we ain't never seen. They don't usually call that. That's what the commentary's gonna say. I've never seen them call that for like 20 years. Well, they called it today. You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna see Patrick Mahomes crying. He's gonna be in the ref's face crying all game. Oh, Nick Bosa touched my toenail. Nick Bosa touched my toe. Nick Bosa touched my fucking finger. Like, and they're gonna go, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm get ready for those flags.
They're gonna snap the ball and the flag is gonna go in the air.
100%. If it's what they're gonna do is when you hear the commentator, watch. Wow, that was a late flag because the play was bad. If the play's good, whatever. I'm telling you, watch it. I'm not for the script, but I'm for the script, man. Like when you got that much money, they made $330 million off Taylor Swift only doing 7 games. It was like 7 games.
Oh yeah, you know she was going to be in the Super Bowl,
Oh.
and there's no reason why she shouldn't win it. You know what I mean? Like she deserves. Like she's probably like, look, I'm the MVP now. You know, it's like that.
She better get a Super Bowl ring too.
I'm getting a ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm getting a ring.
Yeah.
So
if it's from from Travis Kelce, or it's from the Kansas City Chiefs staff, like she's getting a ring.
Maybe they'll do a whole woke era, and she'll propose to him after he fucking.
She's like, hey, I don't usually do this, but I needed a new song, and I never proposed to a guy before, so that would be my song.
Right.
And the Swifties will go crazy. They'll,
dude, all she has to say is, "I'll do a song if they fucking win," and then they'll be like, "They fucking won."
They won.
They won. They won.
She's gonna come from Tokyo.
Right,
dude. You can bet on anything. You can bet if she's gonna be late to the airport at Tokyo. You know what I mean? That's how crazy betting is now. That's why no one believes anything anymore.
She ain't late because she flies fucking private.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it just
when she plays a show, they fly her in by private jet, and then she gets off of the jet and onto a helicopter, and they bring her to wherever the fuck she's playing.
You think that she's flying coach? The fucking plane would blow up. They would
The plane has Taylor Swift's name on the fucking side. That's how much money she has. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'd be undiscreet. Like look at they had to put her in a fucking vending machine to get her out of the Chiefs Stadium. Remember they had to hide her in that because they're like, how did she get out of here? You know what I mean? Like that's how popular she is. She went coach. She couldn't even walk through the airport.
No.
She couldn't even walk through the airport. It would be stupid. The Swifties would go crazy. They would barrel roll. They would. Oh my God! I can imagine. She has to literally get a private driver to drive her to the airport on the tarmac to get her onto the plane that no one even knows. She probably has to fly at like 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. where no one even awake because they're like just crazy, man. Like, I don't know, man. I would never want to be that. I want to be popular and I want to have a big fan base and stuff like that. But you can't even go out to the store, man. Can you imagine us getting that big where we couldn't even, like, go to the Publix anymore and buy a fucking groceries because you're, like, going to be swarmed? It's different if someone come up to you and be like, hey, what's up, man? Oh, David.
I feel like it'd be a little bit different. It would be like you go to the store and, like, people would be like, aren't you the fucking beard from that crazy show? Like, yeah. Like your fucking show sucks, dude.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, but definitely.
I mean, I've ran into like somewhat celebrities in stores before and stuff like that, like musicians and what. Like obviously, no one like Taylor Swift. That's a different level. But sometimes you're like, man, like Kobe Bryant talked about it one day. He's like, I was at the gas station, and the guy's like, yo, man, you pump your own gas? He's like, yeah, I pump my own gas. Like, who the fuck do you think I am? But, meanwhile, dude's taking a helicopter to avoid traffic, and unfortunately, that's what cost him his life. But,
Yeah. Well, that was
that's
a
why
lot
you
more
get
than yeah.
that. That's, sometimes you do have that,
Well, the
oh, we're
pilot should have
normal
been.
people. We can't know. But,
Yeah, the pilot is
oh, the
100%
pilot
the.
messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't supposed to fly that day, but he was probably like, I got this.
Yeah. Done it in his sleep, you know what I mean? But some, like, that's why you like those people that, like, they do their craft and then they focus on that craft and then they, like, kind of, like, don't take that craft for, like me going to work and when I was working kiosks and me going, you know what, this is a lot of money, you know what I mean? And then me being, like, kind of, like, careless. Even though I've done it a million times. No, I count that money exactly the same way every time because and that's how you kept your job because I've seen so many people fuck up and get fired, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it
Yeah, you
only
have
takes
to keep that focus every single day, every single possession,
Oh,
just
I
like
remember one time I
every
wasn't focused and I thought I put the money in the wrong cassette and I went on not vacation but my couple days off and I came back and I'm like, damn, it's the day that we're gonna roll that whole machine and it balanced and I'm like, oh, thank God, because I was like, damn,
otherwise that was it.
that would have been it, yeah.
You find that pretty quick though.
They would. The machine would be loaded. It would be out the door. There'd be people, because that's what you always thought about. The only one that would mess up would be the ones in the hundreds. That's how you would mess up, because those were the closest in denoms, like, to the number. Because you would take a one cassette. Like, the 20s, like, you were pretty much throwing 20s and saw the 2, and you knew those were 20s and 5s. You know what I mean? It was just the ones, because you saw the 1 in 100. But that was like, can you imagine putting a $5 bill in and getting 5 $100 bills? I'm like,
I won from this machine.
oh yeah, shit. I'd be like looking at my thing. Oh, I didn't know that I brought 45 5s in here. No, they put you in jail though. But
yeah, they would.
But yeah, no, but yeah.
That's enough rambling about work. I don't want to work anymore. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's what I want to do too.
All right.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Yep. Tune in, listen,
subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, man. We want to be live by the Super Bowl, which I don't know is going to be possible, but we're going to try. We're going to keep pushing it out there. Let's do it. But hey, we'll go live on TikTok during the Super Bowl if we have to. I'll go and put my Waxstar account, and then I'll just try to focus you in, and we'll get it live.
I'll get some predictions for the Super Bowl from my buddies.
Sure. You know what? I think we could do Kick. That's what we'll do. I'll sign up for Kick today, and then on the Super Bowl, it might be only me and you, and maybe a couple people will come in. But I'll join us on Kick because you can go live right away, and it's a little better than Twitch because Twitch is hard to get discovered. But we can definitely do Kick and get a little bit of people. And we'll go live. I didn't even think about that till now. So catch us on Kick next. That's where we'll be live on Sunday. So we'll be live. We'll go live for like a couple hours before the game.
We'll do Saturday too, but
you want to go live on Saturday, or just do the show? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, guys.
All right.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys Saturday.
Yep. Later.
Later.